Hi, baby bats. I wanted to start by addressing the fact that it has been a while since I've posted any kind of video. I've just kind of been dealing with some health stuff and haven't really had the energy. And on top of that, kind of trying to make a career change and stuff. So been a little bit overwhelmed, but I am back here yet again to give you another installation of my Gamer Glam series. So I wanted to do this one a while back because of Nintendo doing the re-release of Skyward Sword for the Switch, but it unfortunately didn't work out that way, but I'm here now. So this is going to be another look inspired by the Zelda franchise, but whereas I did Link last time, I am going to be doing a look inspired by Princess Zelda this time, little bookends for you. So kind of like how the Link one was just supposed to be really light and youthful and everything. I'm going for the same type of feeling here for Zelda, but she's a princess, so obviously gonna be a little glamorous, little princessy, it's gonna be fun. Before I hop into it, I wanted to share something really cool that I bought actually not long after I posted the last Gamer Glam video. But I was just scrolling Amazon and I found it and I thought it would be really fun to use for this video. I've had it planned for a while, as you can see. And I'm not making any money off of this. There's no kind of affiliate program, but I really enjoy them. They make putting my makeup on more fun. So I thought I would share these really cute Zelda makeup brushes. These are all the eye ones. There's also, it comes in this cute little pouch, pink and gold. And then there is also this powder brush, which is really fun, angled, but I'm not using any powders in this look, so didn't need to bust this one out. I just wanted to show you guys. And I will put the link to buy these brushes if anybody wants them, because they're just so fun, in the description of this video, along with a few other links that might be of interest to you. I have started a blog to go along with this YouTube channel, just as a sort of fun counterpart, where I'll write some articles. Like I have one up right now about thrifting on a budget, my tips, my tricks, what I do to find the best pieces without spending a whole lot of money. Stuff like that. So that's really fun. I'll put it in the description as well. I have a Facebook page now if you want to join that, and we can chat, we can kind of build a little community, have fun together. And then I also have my Instagram account that just kind of, it was the catalyst for this whole thing. I will put the handle for that in there too in case anybody's interested. So I've already gotten a little bit of a jump start on my face today because like I said, been dealing with some medical stuff. I have lupus, so I have a malar rash, or as it's known non-medically, a butterfly rash. So I have redness like on my nose and into my cheeks and stuff. And then I've got this weird thing that I've noticed with myself and other Jews where like I not only have permanent dark circles under my eyes, but it's like on my eyelids too. So I have to do some color correction. Don't really like to show the world that part of me putting on my face, but if anybody's ever interested, I can make a video on color correction teaching you guys how to do it. I could go into like color theory, what colors cancel out what on your skin, so you know what to look for if you're going to buy color correcting concealer. And I can show you how I do mine and then cover it up with foundation so that you understand where I'm getting the base of my face from. But just to kind of bring you up to speed on what I've already done, started out by going through my skincare routine, washing my face, moisturizing, because I think that is hands down the most important part of getting started with my makeup. And I don't know if I've ever shared what products I use. I'll go more in depth either in a different video or on my blog or both about skincare products I use in general. But in terms of my moisturizers, I use the Pond's Clarent B3 moisturizer. I love it because, you know, Pond's is an old household name. It's tried and true, blah, blah, blah. But this has like dark spot correction. So that's a big thing for me. And then I use an eye cream. This is a tiny container and I really need more, but I use the Belief Moisturizing Eye Balm. It's great. It's kind of like a gel as opposed to a cream, actually, and I just really love how it feels and the texture and everything. That's one of the more pricey items in my routine, but the results are great. And if you're not using an eye cream already, regardless of your age, you should start doing it. If you're not doing it already in like your 20s or your late teens or whatever, start now, because when you hit your 30s, your skin will thank you. After that, primed with my ELF, Poreless Putty Primer. It's my favorite just because I don't really get like super oily skin or anything, but I do get kind of like visible pores. So it's a nice texture and it kind of blurs my pores, and that's great. Then the color correction. I used a yellow concealer for the circles under my eyes. This is LA Girl Pro Conceal. I really like it. And then this green one is for the redness. The brand is Koki Professional. It's their Be Bright Illuminating Concealer in green. I have, for some reason, had a hard time finding green concealers. So normally I go with like an LA Girl or an ELF or something in green because I like to do my makeup on a budget. They're good products. Couldn't find it this time. I think this one ran me like $15, but it's doing the job well. It is lasting a decent amount of time. So if you have a little extra money to drop on your concealer, definitely recommend this. I got it from Rite Aid, so easy enough to find. And then I went ahead and put my foundation on, like I said. This is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus. If you know me, you know that's kind of my go-to. I really like it. I don't like using the matte ones. Unfortunately, I couldn't find the dewy one I really, really like this time, because I like a nice kind of shiny, fresh looking finish to my makeup. But it's the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. This shade is Soft Ivory because I don't really tan, but I did get a tiny bit darker over the summer months because I was spending a lot more time than usual outside. Even with my sunscreen, got a little bit darker. So I normally use the lightest shade of their foundation, but had to jump up to the Soft Ivory for now. That out of the way, I am going to get started with the look. Let me just kind of get my bangs out of the way, maybe. All right, so first things first, contour. I personally like to use creams because powders, I don't like how they finish on my skin. So this is a Wet n Wild Mega Glow contour stick, and I'm just gonna I try to do just like thin and shorter lines of my concealer and such than I really need, because I know with how I blend, as I'm blending it into my skin, it's going to kind of spread out some. So I don't want it in more areas than I actually need it. So I just kind of compensate. I almost said more is less is more. Always a good rule. So we're gonna get my temples because I like to be prepared for stuff like wind or whatever might make my fringe shift and show off my forehead. And in general, I just kind of feel like I have a fat face, so my contour is a pretty important step for me. I do my temples, the side of, my cheek area, just to kind of sculpt that, make my cheekbones stand out more in my jaw. And then the most delicate part of the whole procedure, I like to shape up my nose a little bit because that is another feature I just feel like looks kind of big, and why not? So, gonna get that all on there. And like I said, I just kind of approximate because I'm gonna go in with my beauty blender now and start blending it, and it's gonna shift. It's gonna shift and spread, and I start out just patting at it, blend it down as much as I can that way, and then any more blending I may need to do, I'll show you, but I just kind of rub in little circles. But we're gonna start with this, and I like to just start by going around to every area I have contoured and blending it down a bit so I see where my lines are going to be in the end. And then I focus on getting it blended down nice and smooth so that I don't look like I have dirt on my face. I mean, Zelda is an adventure, like, dungeon game, so I guess in the context of Zelda, we could kind of get away with being a princess with dirt on our face, but that's not the look I'm going for. All right, let me just grab my mirror so I can see a little better than in the camera. And yeah, so just a little more blending, and we just kind of do this. I don't know, like, it might not be the professional method, but it works for me. And like, I am so sorry. My apartment kind of has shit lights, so I have to get creative with the angles I'm working from. So I'll try to make sure there's like a really good view of the final look and everything, but actually, if you guys want to just bear with me, I have an idea that might get us some better light. It is borderline insane and annoying, but yeah, I mean, it's not a huge difference, but pro tip, if you don't have a ring light, your phone flashlight can help out a little bit. So I'm just gonna blend a little more. All right, and then I am going to move on to highlight to balance it out, and some blush. So for my highlight, I am going to be using Makeup Obsession's Let's Glow. It is a liquid illuminator, and I just think it is fun for a look like this. It is very sparkly. You are going to feel like a disco ball, but I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And then my blush, again, Wet n Wild Mega Glow Sticks. This flashlight is not working, actually. It's casting shadows. All right, I tried. We're gonna just keep going. Mega Glow Stick. It's a blush. Just went with something not terribly dark because I know my complexion and I do not want to look like a clown. But you pick whatever is best for your skin tone. So this has like a little dropper, the highlighter. So I personally like to get some in the dropper and put it on my hand. We're just going to start with a tiny bit because this is another less is more situation. Put it on my sponge, and I'm actually going to need my mirror again, but we're just going to tap it in where we want it. As you can see, it goes on like very, very thick, but we're going to blend it down so that it's fine. Cheek one, and we're going to go in here. Maybe a little more. Forehead, I just kind of do in here because I know it's going to blend out. Chin. And, just the important areas. Cupid's bow. And I think I'm going to need a little more. So you saw the amount I had on my hand, did most of my face. I am going to be a little bit obnoxious because I like personally for my Cupid's bow to be very, very shiny. So we're going to get a lot and put in there. Why not? Yeah. Nose. And we'll tap a little more onto my forehead and right here because I don't think this side of my face got as much as the left side. So now we're going to just blend it down. And I'm going to start the process just using my camera as my mirror. So I know I'm not blocking my face from you guys, but I will probably need my actual mirror to finish just to make sure I'm looking good. But yeah, I recommend always starting your blending with just a tapping motion with a beauty blender because it gets a lot of the job done. Sometimes it gets the whole job done, but it's great to start this way and then refine. All right, and let me just see how we're looking. A little more blending. And we will be good as gold, right as rain, whatever little old-timey saying you prefer. And you know, I am really having fun because the Zelda franchise is hands down my favorite video game franchise. Just gonna clean that up a little, but I'm running a little low on ideas for the Gamer Glam series, and this is something I personally like definitely really want to continue and make a regular series. You know, I have ideas for some other makeup tutorials for you guys. Like, I work in marketing now, and so I'm like alternative. I'm emo. Let's be honest with ourselves. I'm really fucking emo. And I like to do very bold or very dark makeup looks. But when you're in an office doing marketing, that's not so much an option unless you're working for some kind of alternative brand. So I've been working on like office smoky eye looks and how to bring a little bit of an alt edge to the office. And I'll probably make some videos on stuff like that. And I'm going to make some videos on how I care for my hair because it's somewhere between like a 2A and a 2B wave. And I have spent a lot of time treating it like straight hair. I'm going to go ahead and throw my blush on now while I keep talking to you. But yeah, I've spent a lot of time treating it like straight hair, which was terrible for it. And now I am actually styling it as curly hair. Sorry, blush just like on the apple of my cheek, like normal. So I'm pausing just to see where it is because you do not want to like smile or whatever while you're putting it on because you're shifting where your face is positioned. And when you do that while applying your makeup, when you're done, it's going to shift where it falls in the end product. And when your face returns to a neutral position or like shifts while you're talking or something, you're going to look fucked up. You don't want to look fucked up. But yeah, so I have some ideas for some makeup videos and like videos on hairstyling for wavy hair, stuff like that. But I really like the Gamer Glam series. So if you guys have ideas for games you want looks based off of, let me know. Drop it in the comments. It can be like just whatever game you like, or you could give me a specific character from the game, whatever. You know, just give me an idea to work with. I'll do some research. I'll come up with something and give you a look in a video if I can. But I really want to continue this, so I would love ideas because so far I just have vague stuff. Like I might do an Undertale thing. That would be fun. That game is fun. I have some beef with that game, but it's fun. So that would be a fun one to do. Undertale or like Animal Crossing. I don't know if anybody else is even really still into Animal Crossing. I don't play it like I used to. You know, I used to be on every fucking day and it was fun, but that was beginning of the pandemic when I hadn't had my little career change and I had way more time on my hands because I was in cosmetology school, and with lockdown, there was a while where we weren't allowed to be on campus. So we all had our iPads and we would do practical or theory work over Zoom. So like we would have a class and we would watch videos and we would work out of our textbooks and like do our quizzes. And then we would join like live workshops and stuff. but we weren't in class hands-on, and we weren't on Zoom the entire time. We basically just had to check in. So like I got my work done really fast and I had a lot of time on my hands, and I would like set an alarm for when my next Zoom check-in had to be. And then I would play Animal Crossing because my work was done. I'm not playing as much now, but it's a really fun game. Every so often I turn it on and I'm just like, let's see what's up. And then my Islanders are like, Avery, you've been gone for 3 months. I thought you died. And I feel so terrible, but could do something based on that. Sorry, I still hate having makeup on my hands, so I always have wipes on hand to clean stuff in between. Could do like some classic games, like some Mario type stuff or whatever. I don't really know, so I'm going to be thinking on it, but in the meantime, if you have suggestions, please drop them in the comments, and I will do my best to work some magic and make them happen. So, I have now completed the foundation, the highlight, the contour, the blush. Eyebrows are about to happen, but I use a pomade, and I don't like how it feels when I do my pomade and then my setting spray. So what I do is I get the base of my face minus eyebrows done. Then I do my setting spray. I am using just an LA Colors setting spray, and this is another thing where it's like, I don't like matte looks. So setting sprays have been an issue for me. I'm just trying to dry this faster. Ignore me looking crazy. But they've been an issue because I don't like the matte look. I like a dewy look, because when I put a matte look on, I look old. I'm 24. I'm not trying to look like I'm 40. So I don't like matte, and I don't like powders because they make me look old. So with that being the trend recently, I'm going to start putting some makeup away while I talk to y'all. With that being the trend recently, it's not a good time for Avery. I really have to search. So LA Colors has a setting spray that is not mattifying, and I bought it at either Dollar Tree or Family Dollar. So like, it's cheap. If it was Family Dollar, I think I paid like $2.50 for it, and it lasts a while, so that's always nice. While I wait for this to just finish drying up the last little bit, I'm going to put on lip balm, because you know what? I get really dry lips, and it's just kind of a habit, a ritual of mine, if you will, to put on lip balm a bunch of times throughout doing my makeup, so that my lips aren't all dry and icky looking when I put my lipstick on, because that's not a good look at all. You don't want like lizard lips while you're putting your lipstick on. So face is nice and dry. We're feeling good. We're going to go in and do our eyebrows now. So this used to be an eyebrow pencil. It no longer is. I just keep it for the spoolie. And I am going to get my eyebrows into the shape I want them in before I go in with any kind of product. I normally, as the last step of my eyebrows, use like a clear eyebrow mascara just to hold it into place, because I am very, very particular about my eyebrows, but I'm out of that. So we're just going to use pomade, which, to be fair, I have been doing for a while, just because I have been too busy and too cheap to buy more brow mascara. And I will say the pomade by itself has a good hold, but I like adding the brow mascara on. And again, as someone who doesn't really like matte looks, it gives a little bit of a shine, my finished brow. And personally, I like that. So, I guess the point I'm getting to is pomade is my recommended product for eyebrows. I feel like it's kind of hard to massively fuck up, and it's just a nice full eyebrow look to me. Like, I don't like to personally have super bushy looking eyebrows, even though that is more the trend now. But if you're into that, you can definitely accomplish it with a pomade. And then, I just use it to look just thick enough, full, because I am also not trying to look like I have the thin, tiny, tiny over tweezed baby 90s brows. Thank God we ditched that look, but I swear by pomade. And then it's versatile because if you're like me, or like, and you like kind of a shiny, dewy look in general to your face, or if your eyebrows are really unruly, you can toss a brow mascara on top of them, or like a brow gel, whatever. And you have options. Like, I do a clear, but there are colored ones, so you can get a little more tint to your brows. Or if you just want the pomade, you can just do that. So pomade is on brow 1. This is not the finished look, but it is step 1. So what I do is the outer, or I guess inner corner of my eyebrows near the bridge of my nose is where they're most sparse and like lightest in color. So I use the pomade there to essentially go from invisible brow to actually having an eyebrow. And then I kind of outline the perimeter of my eyebrow because I want it to have a good line when I'm all done, and I want my arch to look really great and all that stuff. So I go around the perimeters and make sure those look good. And then we just fill everything else in. So, just kind of like light touches with the pomade brush. But I personally go darker than I intend for it to be when I finish because, okay, see this? Got the pomade in. I'm going to close that up so it doesn't dry out. But I know with all the filling I do, it's not going to look super duper natural at this phase. So always, 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 even if I'm doing a brow mascara on top, I take my spoolie. Hey there, little wavy, get out of my way. I take my spoolie and I comb it through sometimes the entire brow, depending on how thick and dark I did the pomade in general, but at least the first half. I need my mirror, but yeah, because that kind of like fades it and gives a progression in the shade throughout the eyebrow, and makes the part where my brow is essentially more pomade than actual hair, uh, have a more hair-like appearance. And then I just clean up any little extra bits, and brow game is strong. So we're getting there. We've got the entire base of our face. We have our foundation, our contour, our highlight, blah, 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 which forgot to say, but you don't have to do that exactly how I do. You know your face, you know what you want to highlight, you know what you want to kind of hide and make look skinnier or elongate or whatever. So like, do your highlight and your contour how it works for you. Don't just copy me, because you definitely don't have my exact face. That would be a little freaky. Tailor it for your face. But so we did all that. We're getting ready to move into our eyes. Yay! So I want to do an eyeshadow base. I use the NYX eyeshadow base. This one is white. They also have a black one, which I haven't tried, but I would love to. If you have any experience with it, tell me your thoughts. But I'm just gonna get a little bit of this on my finger. I should maybe use a brush for this. I really don't know, but I've always just used my finger. So put it on my finger. I tap it on, and like, I actually have foundation on my eyelids because, like I said, I get dark circles not just under my eyes, but on the top eyelid as well. So I like to give it as much coverage as I can. But I always, oops, got that a little further down than I wanted to. I always feel that the eyeshadow base is just a fun little additional feature because, it's not that much extra time invested, but it makes the eyeshadow look bolder, and it serves a priming feature as well. Helps it stick and gives it more longevity to get through the day, which we definitely all want, right? So I put it on, I blend it down. You want it to be like still visibly white, like obviously there is something additional on my eyes. We want that look, but we want it smooth. We always want it smooth. So this is how I'm going to work with it. I'm going to get the rest of that off my hands and just kind of dive into what we are doing with the eyeshadow. So, like I said, Zelda is my favorite video game franchise, but I know that both Zelda and Link have looked, different throughout the games. Of course they have. It's been decades since the first one, so not only have art styles improved, but they changed things up to go with the times or whatever. So there are variations in both character designs, but I feel like Zelda kind of has more because I'm going to drink some soda. She has more variation in her colors, like until Breath of the Wild, Link has always had, or pretty much always had that green color scheme. Zelda we've seen a little more variation in, like Link had the blue in Breath of the Wild, and I'm pretty sure we were all just like, this looks cool, but also, what the fuck? And while I am blabbering about this, I'm going to just start on the eyeshadow, and then I will fill you in on what palette I'm using and the shades and everything. But yeah, so Link, I feel, kind of threw us all for a loop with the blue in Breath of the Wild, but Zelda was kind of a less extreme change to her look with her blue outfit and all from Breath of the Wild, because if you look back at different designs and concept art and blah, 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 she has always had like a very multicolor palette going for her. And it has been like blues, pinks, purples, and golds. So that brings me to what we're doing here. I wanted to get colors that would be fun and would pop and everything, and be in that color scheme. And when I initially planned this video, I kind of thought that maybe I would use my Lime Crime Venus XL palette and do just like all pink and purple for the look. But I, of course, have bought more makeup palettes since then. So I was looking over and over and over again at concept art and just kind of the evolution of her outfits and getting ideas. And I decided it would be fun to do like a combination of pink, which is in my highlight that I'm wearing, and the blush is pink, and the lipstick I finish off with is going to be pink, although I own blue and purple lipsticks and a gold lipstick, if you remember the video for Link. So if you're like me and have all these different color lipsticks and you wanted to change it up, you do you. You're doing it on your face. I'm just giving you the guidelines. But I decided that pink in my face with a fun blue eyeshadow scheme would be like really, really cool for this. Bold and fun and youthful looking, which is what I wanted. But also, a little sexy because I am an adult. Young but sexy. Youthful is the wrong word, but that's the plan I came up with. So, I'm using the Morphe 35S Sweet Oasis palette, and right now, as you can see, I am doing the highlight on my brow bone and the inner corner of my eye, and everything is going to be blue here. So we got multiple shades of blue. This one is Saltwater Dip. Yeah, and that's my lightest. And I got it on my left eye. I started the right while I was blabbering to y'all, so I'm gonna finish that. And this is gonna be kind of like a little bit of a blue smoky eye. So I'm getting a little fallout I want to fix, but yeah, the eyeshadow base is definitely great here because this color is a lot lighter than this without the base. which if I was adapting this for like the office or something would be great. I would just go without the base and just use like probably concealer for a primer to help set my eyeshadow well and everything. But for this look, I love the really bold color. So we started off with saltwater dip. We're going to grab our palette again. And next we are going to go right here with Coastline Cruise. And that one is saltwater dip. I did not show you. So we're going to have 4 different blues here. And I do a lot. I spend a lot of time on my makeup. I don't like to spend an insane amount of time for my cleanup after the fact. So my little trick with my smoky eyes is I only use 3 brushes. So this little brush right here is going to get my highlight in, my first shade, my second shade. Then I am going to use my little angled brush to get my darkest shade into like my crease and get the color that I like at the edge of the look. And then I have my little blending brush. And yeah, that's how I go about it. Just a simple 3 brush smoky eye. So I'm just covering enough of my top lid so that I know when I overlap with my next darkest color, it's going to be how I want. I'm not going to have any white showing through. And then I'm doing just a little bit underneath the eye because this is a smoky eye. And that is how you get a nice, bold smoky going. So we got 2 colors in there. We are going to move on to the right eye. Also, sorry about the distance for my camera and everything. I do not currently own a desk or vanity, so I am literally filming this with my laptop and most of my makeup sitting on the coffee table, and I am on the couch as close to the coffee table as I can get. And just winging it in terms of the setup. Hopefully I have a desk or a vanity or even a dining table at some point soon I can film from instead, because the coffee table couch situation is not ideal and we own a blue couch, so I'm kind of terrified of getting makeup, like eyeshadow, powdery all over the couch. The bright side, though, is I can just sit kind of however, whatever wonky ways I want because I don't sit like a normal human being. And be comfortable because I'm on a couch, not in a chair. But not the best for filming. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing well enough to follow the look if you want. And then I will make sure there are going to be pictures on the related social media channels before this video even ends up going up, like before I even start editing. So you'll be able to see the look if you go on there. And then also I am going to edit this in a different program this time. because I have been learning Adobe Creative Cloud during the pandemic. So I am going to try my best to do this in Premiere and add some pictures of the look so you guys can see it better, because I have a really good phone camera as opposed to my laptop webcam that I'm using. And then, yeah, you guys can see really, really clearly then how the actual look turns out, as opposed to just seeing how I'm putting it on and going, I can kind of tell, but I don't get all the details. I don't know why I'm making that the voice you guys use. Probably just because it's distinct from my voice, but you know. All right, so going on to our third darkest color. And like I said, when I get photos, you'll be able to see detail better, but saltwater dip, which was the lightest color, and my darkest color are both like a matte eyeshadow, which is hilarious since I was saying I hate matte, but you know, eyeshadow's a little different. Not everything has to be a glitter bomb for eyeshadow, but so those are both matte. And then my two middle colors, Coastline Cruise, which you just saw me put on, and then Reef Dive, my third darkest color. Those are nice little light glittery colors. And I like doing a mix of the glitter and the matte because it gives the look more definition, in my opinion, and depth. More depth. Not, definition is not the word I'm looking for, but it gives it more depth. And it's just more fun because there's variation and like the textures and stuff and how the light's gonna catch it. So I am taking whatever shade I just said this was. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. It completely slipped my mind now. I'm taking it and I'm doing like just from about the middle of my eyelid out. And I'm gonna try and get kind of a like pointy shape going, because I'm also going to go from about the midpoint of my eye on the bottom out. And I like, for my smoky eyes, like, I don't know what your personal preference is, but I think if we're going a smoky route, even if we're swapping it up and doing bold colors, there's just like traditional characteristics to a smoky eye that we should honor and pay homage to. So I like to get that distinct shape you associate with a smoky eye, like it comes out to a point in the outer corner to go with your winged liner, but then it's nice and round and smooth looking. Like to still keep that. So one eye is done with the Reef Dive, that is the shade, and I'm just gonna toss it on the other really quick. And then we'll be almost done. We just have one more eyeshadow after this, and then we're gonna blend, and then our really quick eyeliner and some mascara, and we'll throw on the lipstick and it'll be all done. And I will fix my bangs actually, because they don't look terrible like this, but this is not how they're supposed to go. And I want this look popping with my hair as glorious as it can be. I just had wash day yesterday, so she's like kind of still trying to do her own thing, you know. Waves have a mind of their own, but she's a little more tame because she listened to what I told her I wanted her to do, but you know, she took it in. That doesn't mean she is going to 100% behave and play by the rules, but message received, she said, and she'll do her best most of the time, but I just have to deal with it the rest of the time. So, like, some of them got a little smushy while I was sleeping, my waves, and I was not happy about that because I sleep in one of the satin sleep caps and everything to protect them, but I guess it kind of shifted a little in the night, which sucks, but still did its job. My curls, my waves aren't a total wreck. So, 3 lightest colors done. We're going to switch brushes now. We have our angled eyeshadow brush, and we are going to pick our palette back up, and we're going to go right down here at the bottom, this blue shade, second from the end of the road, called Hidden Cove. It is going to be our nice little dark I don't even know, just our finishing touch that's going to make this nice and smoky. My brain tried to switch to French, and I realized I'm really fucking bad at French, so I ended up with just no words for a second there. I'm so sorry. But yeah, so we're just going to get this nice and packed onto our brush. And apparently all over my hand. I will say these eyeshadows are really nice, but they do kind of like to get all over me. Not super here for that aspect, but the colors are just so fun. I live with it. I'll work around it. So I'm going to try to explain in case anybody watching this has not done a smoky eye before, just so you know what's going on here. We're going to go, I tend to start about here. We're going to dig it into the crease. I try to pack it really tight into my crease all the way out. And then we do just kind of like this sharp corner, like the shape I've been trying to already build, and go down to the corner of the eye. We do a little bit more than that so that it's overlapping on the lid, this darker part we already have, but not covering it completely. And then a tiny bit down here to bring the whole thing together. So I'm going to work on that. And if you've never done a smoky eye, again, it's going to look pretty fucking weird at first. You're going to be like, why the fuck am I doing this? I was liking what I had going before, and now I'm not so sure. But when we finish and smoke it out, you're going to understand. Yeah. I am actually kind of, oops. I did not mean to do that, but we can save this. I am kind of a smoky eye addict at this point, if I'm being completely honest. I feel like most days I'm doing a fucking smoky. Which, like, they're fun, and there's nothing wrong with that, but I think it would be good for me to swap it up. So that's another thing. If you have suggestions, like other styles of looks you would like, I would love to practice cut creases, so maybe I can come up with some kind of cut crease look, especially with the holidays approaching. Actually, maybe I should touch on that a little bit. I plan on doing some holiday looks, but I'm Jewish, so I'm probably gonna do another fucking blue eyeshadow look of some type for a Hanukkah thing, because I don't know, Hanukkah's colors are blue. Don't ask me why. I really can't explain it. That's just a thing. Um, and I will definitely also try to come up with a Christmas look, because I know there's no way, everybody watching this is also a Jew, or even if you are, by some statistical anomaly, all Jews. You're probably gonna get invited to some kind of Christmas party, or like it's a Christmas party for work and you have to go. And Hanukkah's in November this year, so it's not like you can even just say, I'm just gonna dress all Hanukkah-y and it makes sense, because no, it's not Jewish Christmas like the Goyim like to believe, and they don't overlap this year. So I can maybe I can do like a video of non-traditional Christmas party looks, because even if you do celebrate Christmas instead of Hanukkah, maybe you want to switch things up and not do the same old red and green blah 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 bullshit everybody else is going to be doing. You want to stand out at your party, which I support. So I don't know, that could be an idea. And I could definitely throw some kind of New Year's party look up. I don't know, just sorry, I got a little fallout I'm trying to clean up. Tell me what you guys would want to see, and I will make it happen provided I have the time. Because these are fun to do, and I'm trying to get more consistent in my posting schedule. I'm just gonna even this out a bit because I went a little further over here. Actually, that's kind of a funny story. So, like, you can probably see I'm doing my makeup right-handed, but I'm actually a lefty. It's just that when I was younger in school, I had a teacher that like traumatized me and screamed at me in front of the entire class and told me I would never be successful if I was a lefty. And I was born in 97, so you would have thought this whole fucking lefty shaming thing that happened in like the 50s and the 60s and shit would have been over, but no, I still got some of that too. So she told me that, and I spent all of my school years just kind of like pretending to be a righty, and I did theater in high school. So I would do makeup around other people a lot, obviously, and so I forced myself to learn to do my makeup right-handed so I could continue hiding being a lefty, because my kindergarten teacher traumatized me so much. And now it's just kind of my default. Sometimes I do my makeup left-handed, but normally right. And yeah, even though that's the case, I normally end up with a better slightly better look on my left side than my right, because for some reason it's easier to do your dominant side, but it's funny since I'm doing my makeup with my right hand. But I got my nice little fluffy eyeshadow brush now, and we're just gonna blend. So I start at the inner corners of my eyes, work my way out, and just blend until I'm nice and smoky. If you've never done a smoky eye, again, watch me. It will all make sense eventually. This one might need a little more blending than I'm used to because I went hard on it with the eyeshadow base and everything. I think my Zelda look is probably going to come out a little bit mermaidy, but that's okay. I mean, it is a look inspired by Princess Zelda. I never claimed you would come out of this looking like Princess Zelda. So let's all remember that. It's just inspired by her. No one said you would be the princess of Hyrule when we were done. And I'm gonna just do a little bit of that. I got a little lower than I wanted to, but the fun thing about makeup is there's always a way to save things, you know? If you're not entirely happy, you don't have to start over. You can find a way to save it. All right, so until about here, I mostly blend out. When I get to the very, very dark corner part, I'll do a little bit of in and out. I just like the effect that creates in my smoky eyes. And we're getting there. I got really focused and forgot how to talk for a second. If you can see while I'm working here, we're getting some nice dimension going. So that's cool. And that's what we want. And yeah, sorry, sometimes the blending just takes a hot minute, but it's a very bold look. You could tone it down for situations where you don't need a bold look, but I honestly just kind of like have this personal tendency to typically do my makeup like I'm going to some sort of fucking event or gala or something, you know, where you need this bold, impactful makeup. It's just how I like to live my life. It makes me feel good. So that's how I got here. But blending, we're good. And we are going to move on to eyeliner. So I like to just start with my lower lash line, keep it simple. And yes, I pull down on my bottom eyelid to do my eyeliner. I know a lot of people don't do that. I never learned how to do it not that way, so maybe you guys can teach me something, who knows? But we're just gonna try to get a nice dark line in here because this whole look is bold. It would be a shame for our eyeliner not to be nice and dark, wouldn't it? All right, that's eye one. And, you know, we're gonna do this. And then we're gonna do a cat eye with, or like a winged line on our top lid. And that is going to be with a liquid liner. I have been in some situations lately, like with the office stuff, where I do like a smoky eye with neutrals or nude shadows, and then I don't do a winged liner with it, and I use my pencil on my top eyelid and just do a normal line, and then I take my little eyeliner smudging brush and kind of smudge it down so it's like edgy but office appropriate, you know, not too bold. But we are going to do a liquid for this one because there's no reason for it to not be a bold look. All right. Lash line, lower lash line on both eyes is done. And sorry, forgot to say, this is just an LA Colors eyeliner pencil in black. Pretty simple. Now we are going to do the winged line on the top. I have some little tricks I have figured out for myself for that, because getting your wings even, or like even enough to go out and not feel like you look like an idiot can be tricky. So I'll share my tips that I just kind of learned through trial and error. But this is yet another Wet n Wild product. It is a liquid eyeliner. It's kind of like a brush pen, or like, you know, if you use a brush tip marker for art, and it is their breakup proof eyeliner. So, my tricks. I do not do the thing a lot of people do where they just start in the inner corner of their eye and make like a single line. I kind of treat it like I'm sketching and then go like I'm actually drawing and I'm sketching in lines and then going in and solidifying them kind of. So I always start with my left eye. And try to match my right to it. And I start by establishing what the winged part is going to look like. So what I do, I'm going to try and get in really well here. I take my eyeliner, I look at my eye, and I determine how far out I want to go and how thick I want it to be. And like this, again, is a bold look. So I want to go like really angular, really far out, like to my eyebrow, and make it thick. So I draw one line that establishes like what the swoopiness of it's going to be. And then I'm going to draw a connecting line down to the corner of my eyelid. And because this is a smoky eye, to make it look more smooth and connected, I like to actually even take it a little bit further and go down to this corner of my eye, this outer corner, and connect to the eyeliner on my lower lid. I don't know why. I just like how it looks. So, I get a nice line going there. Get the point how I want it. The whole idea is to get one side done, whichever you decide to start with. I personally start with my left. You can start with your right if you want, but whichever one you want to start with, you want to get it established as an example. And then I go to my right eye. I have trouble going from the outside in on my right eye. So like, I don't know, I do it a little different from my left. And I'm just going to start on the lid. And I'm going to, before I start anything, just really double check what I did on my left eye so that I can match it the best I possibly can. Come on. I might be running out of liquid liner. That's problematic because I need to finish this look. One second. This might be the last look this eyeliner sees, y'all. That's better. Just got a little dried up. So I do that. They're looking fairly matchy-matchy. Now what I'm going to do is go in and just fill in the rest of the line. So this part is fairly simple. You get here using my method, bam, congrats, you've already knocked out the hardest part of your eyeliner. So we just do that. And yeah, other than the wings and matching them up and everything, the part I really get obsessive and focused on is trying to make sure there are no skips so that everything looks as great as it can when I get to the the mascara phase. I am so sorry, guys. My brain just forgot words there. This side, I have a little bit of the wing the wing that still needs to be filled in, which is fine. Because really, what I did in the beginning was just establishing guides for how the rest of this eyelining experience was going to go. Because I believe in making everything as easy for myself as I possibly can. All right, and then we have our eyeliner, and we're coming up to the end of this look. If I find here we go, mascara. This has been one of the hardest things for me to buy cheaply lately. which is really frustrating. The good, less expensive ones that I like that are waterproof, because waterproof is a big deal to me, have been hard to find. But this is the Wet n Wild Max Volume Plus Mascara. I don't see a shade name, but I typically just go for the darkest black I can find. So we're going to do the mascara. And I guess I can give you some little tips if you don't really do mascara a lot. So for me, I find the easiest, most controlled way to make sure I'm getting max length is just setting the mascara wand against my lashes and blinking. Because I want to get mascara from the roots to the tips of the lashes. But after I do that, after I'm satisfied with the length and, the volume, I want to make sure they look thick. So I'm going to get a little more mascara on my brush or wand, and I'm just going to go like this along to make sure like they're not clumping together or anything. And it also helps to make sure I've got a good coating of mascara at the roots. And then I just use that same motion along my lower lashes and it gets the job done. So that's this eye. And I'm going to do this and I can finally fix my fringe because it's not going to be in the way of anything. That is wonderful. And then we'll just do the finishing touch after hair check. So I tragically do not have Halloween plans this year, but ironically, what I really wanted to do was dress up as a femme version of Link and then find a guy friend willing to dress up as a mask version of Zelda, and that would have been so great. I guess you guys can borrow that since I was not able to make it happen, but maybe next year or something I can do that. If I don't have a costume partner, I might just do Fem Link next year anyway, because the world's got to be different in 2022 than it has been since early 2020, right? And I'll totally have some kind of Halloween plans then. So might be Fem Link. If not, I think I'm gonna be Tiffany Valentine though, Bride of Chucky. Um, that would also be a fun couple's costume to be Tiffany and have someone else dress up as Chucky, but it doesn't have to be a couple's costume, I could literally just fucking buy a Good Guys doll and carry it around and maybe like freak people out by kissing it when the party is just kind of dead or whatever. I don't know. Maybe that's a little overboard, but it's pretty on brand for Tiffany, right? So yeah, I mean, I have ideas. I also have over a year to figure it out, but I'm just thinking because I have no plans for Halloween this year, and that makes me sad. And I'm just gonna do one last coat of lip balm because, like I said earlier, I get really fucking dry lips. And then fix my fringe and wipe my hands off because I have some eyeliner on them. And for lipstick, I wanted to keep with the pink that I've got going in places other than the eyes, but I also wanted to keep with the whole like glittery theme I've got going here. So I am going to be using the Urban Decay Vice lipstick. The shade is Amulet, and it's a metallic shade. So I don't know if you can really see it, but it's a nice kind of pale pink, and it's just a little glittery. One thing I have noticed about this is the glitter in it can be a little bit coarse. So this time it's going on pretty smooth, but sometimes you have to kind of warm it up a little to get it to go on nice and smooth and dark enough. And it's not just this shade, because I have another one of their Vice lipsticks that is a red shade. I'm blanking on the name. And also the metallic one. And I have the same problem with it. So like, normally I start by going around the outline of my lips if I don't have a lip liner. Like I'm doing right now. But with these, if I realize they're being too gritty and not wanting to go on right, I just kind of rub them against the inner portion of my lip, like, just like that until it's warm. And then establish my lines and make sure it's all filled in how I want. But I know the way I put on lipstick is kind of weird anyway compared to how most people do, so you do you, just be aware that is a problem I have encountered with this specific lipstick personally, but it's really nice, so I just work with it. I like the shade. And I like the staying power. Like, I smoked cigarettes and I would wear this to my last in-office job. And we weren't allowed to have food at our desks, but drinks were fine. So I would always have like a coffee or a smoothie or my water or whatever. And like a little would come off between drinking stuff and smoke breaks, but it wasn't too bad. I mostly had to reapply after meals because, like, we worked 11-hour shifts 4 days a week. So we were kind of like hobbits. We had what we called first lunch and second lunch. And if I kind of took like extra smoke breaks, I might need to touch up a little sooner, but otherwise I just had to do it after my 2 lunch breaks. So I definitely recommend the Vice lipstick. At least if you're like me and you really hate touching up your lipstick, it's a great solution for that. And with that, we are done. We have our Gamer Glam look inspired by Zelda from the Legend of Zelda franchise. Yeah, just a fun, bold, smoky eye compared with a sort of young and fun, dewy, fresh look on the face and some glitter for a little added touch. If you like this video, please actually like the video. Feel free to subscribe to my page. And like I said, I'll be linking other social media accounts and the blog here in the description and the Amazon link to buy the brushes I used if those interested you. Leave me ideas for more videos. And otherwise, I have been brainstorming and I will be back with something new ASAP. Thanks. Love you, baby bats. See you next time.